See, Bernard, you guys are the problems because you live based upon a hive mentality. So you guys want to do the beehive, and basically you can trace that mentality back to ancient times for many cultures, the Egyptians, Japanese, whatever, Mayan or whatever. So you live in a hive mentality, even to those cults. And so, since that's what basically I can prove, Bernard, you and the Oyster Cracker Man, the Attila Man, basically, like I said, you guys took hers and my stuff and came, or Brian's stuff and their stuff, came after it was evolved, and just sat around and experimentated all on this crap, on everybody's stuff, and took it and fucked it all up on purpose, even in Colorado. And that's what you guys move. You sit there and spy and listen and you pretend that you guys are fixing it and learning when you actually were basically somewhat a part of that evolved society. But you can also tell basically the girls have no choice, and so they go back into that hive mentality. That's why I know you're a cultist, Bernard. You're either working for the Jonestowns, Branch Davidians, or the Havens Gate. There could be some other ones, but I'm just saying, you guys set in beehive mentality. The girls have no choice, especially when you guys put in those shit nasty boxes, which also means Oyster Attila Man, Quaker Man, GPS Knight, Ellery's, since Ellery's repeating the most, and so super fag dumb. And you, Bernard, Jim Hall, Bill Duvall, since you guys seem to be obsessed by it, and Doug, and who else? Oh, Elton and Don. Since you guys seem to be all obsessed by it, it also suggests forced breeding to children. And so, Bernard, you're the problem. Because you have an expectation that everybody should follow you or worship Perlita, which means that you guys propped her in above the hive down there. Or Joe did, or whatever, with Dave, after certain events. After meeting some people. But you got to remember, Stan, too, your fundamental basis of foundation is based upon 2 or 4 men or another set of men that you people do not know. And so if you're violating that trust or whatever, you're going to have problems. So that's why I set up an unfavorable condition. Because Bernard, that's all the group of you have done, is create an unfavorable condition in which to live. And then you try to command over it with the African Americans in their hive mentality. Remember that red arrow, that triangle red arrow, is pointing to the east, or I'm sorry, to the west on those maps, basically. But basically, if your back is turned, and since you guys are obsessed with those bedrooms, that's the direction you guys come to screw people over behind their back, and then you keep moving in that direction with your Negroes, Bernard. You guys use football mentality. So I set up an unfavorable condition, just like you have, Bernard, and then I have the military study it so they can help create a favorable condition, or the police officers, firefighters, those who had a reality that was once working, evolved. They have 2 set in unfavorable conditions in which they could start to create a favorable condition. So Bernard, you sitting there wanting to try to prove all this bullshit, like I said, with your hive mentality, basically proves you or Joe or the experimentator man, Attila Man, and everybody's shit came up from underneath and fucked up all of her shit on purpose. Bailey's, Kim's, whoever, the Schwartzes. Basically, that's the line after you guys grifted it. And then the Indian woman, the Episcopal Church man. You guys did the same thing in Colorado. So, you guys stripped it out, Bernard. I did what to those kids? What? Or you mean you want to get me framed and locked up and killed because you are the one that did that nasty shit to kids, or the experimentator, man? It's the 4 of you who always seem to find each other, Bernard. So, if that's, or the 6 of you. So, Bernard, when you live that cult lifestyle and you don't know, or if there's an unbalance created, if you're going to live the hive mentality and the girls are starting to pair up again, what do you think that means? Be careful what you wish for. Trust me, Bernard. Because Joe and some of them got their asses beat for fucking up their shit. And if they've been having to deal with you guys' nasty ass sick joke for this long, Bernard, I'm telling you, in the future, there's not going to be anything that you men can do to stop it. Not the Roble Knight, not any of them. Especially if they got the military and the police and some of their families on their side. Especially if those cults are as big of a problem as they've always been. So you can prove whatever you want, Bernard, but if you're siding with a bunch of prison fags, Bernard, and these are family men and their daughters you guys are screwing with, Bernard, Harry, Roble Knight, Elton and Don, Jim Riley and all you guys, 61 Amphibious Baseman and Tillerman, if they watch you play Beehive and their shit like a dumb fuck and attached to fag boxes, Bernard, and Jim Holdeville Doug, Bernard, there's nothing in the world you're going to be able to do to stop them, especially if they have evidence that Elton and Doug and Ellery and you guys were in fucking other people's house screwing with their kids and then flopped them to go the other way toward that red arrow that Randy and them hang around. Because you guys keep coming in that same fucking direction into the same houses with his fucking round circle with Harry. So you hillbilly hicks better be careful. Because like I said, the African Americans didn't get it right again. So be careful when you set in your Beehive. Are you paying them off, Bernard? Jacksons are or whatever, Proleta. So be careful, Bernard, because all you group of you have done is create an unfavorable condition and think it's fucking funny to force people to live that way just because, what, you got more money, you play football or baseball? Who gives a fuck about your sports, Bernard? Who gives a shit? Think about the condition of the world in the future, what it's going to be like, Bernard. I mean, if you guys keep the attitude you all do and force people to live like the way they have to, it's not going to, like I said, end up too well for the group of you. And you might end up like Joe, Bernard, and Roble Knight and Tillerman with their smart-ass egos and get smashed down by some chicks again for fucking up their shit.